Go ahead, my question.
I hope I'm audible now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I have two questions. In one
Okay.
scenario, let's say I'm having conglomerate of many companies,
Okay.
and none of these companies is into the financing activities. However, to
Okay.
manage the cash flows, internal cash flows, one company gives a loan to another company.
Mm-hmm.
Then how would this be reflected in the company that is giving the loan?
Mm-hmm.
And the second one was regarding when you are taking a loan from some external sources
Mm-hmm.
against some collateral, and for some reason you are not able to pay, and that collateral is taken away from the business in a way. So how would that transaction be calculated in this aspect?
Oh, let me take the second one first, and first one maybe never. Okay, I'll take it. I'll try to take it. Basically, what he's saying is that whatever if you have, what happens if you have paid something in kind? Somebody took the collateral means what? You have paid for the loan in kind, right? Let us say you have purchased a car. Okay, you have purchased a car and you couldn't pay the EMIs, and the car is taken away. It is in thoda sa sad way of saying it, but basically you have paid for the loan by paying off the car itself. What would have been the journal entry? The journal entry would be loan needs to be debited and car needs to be credited. Did you receive cash? No. Did you pay cash? No. Will it come in cash flow statement? Okay. Let us say another example. Let us say there is a short-term loan. Let us say, let me take one more example. Let us say I have inventory here, and inventory in the beginning it was 7 lakh rupees. Now it is, let us say, 0. And I have something which is called short-term loan. Short-term loan, it was, let us say, 17 lakh rupees. 17 lakh rupees, and now it is 10 lakh rupees. Okay. And there is one additional piece of information. Additional information says that 7 lakh worth of inventory was used. 7 lakh worth of inventory was used to pay off our short-term loan. Okay. Possible in real life that sometimes the supplier of the loan, maybe they are accepting your inventory itself. They have some need, and then they're saying that instead of buying it somewhere else, I will get it for you and I will consider your loan settled. In this case, where in the cash flow statement would I want to show the impact of all of these? Anybody? Cash flow statement, is the example clear? Basically, you have settled your loan by paying 7 lakh worth of inventory. My question to the class is, how will you treat this in cash flow statement?
कैश नहीं गया है ना, तो कैश फ्लो में क्यों डालना?
There is no cash impact, so it just wouldn't come anywhere in the cash flow statement. Maybe somewhere in the reconciliation you would write it that, oh, I understand the reason that why my 7 lakh is falling to 0. This 7 lakh is falling to 0. That I know the reason. Similarly, I know the reason that why this 17 is falling to 10. But because there is no cash payment, there is no need to bring anything in cash flow statement itself. CFO, CFI, CFF में कुछ भी इसका ऐड नहीं करें. Make sense? In our flow chart, the first decision itself was that did this transaction involve any cash? If it didn't, then it will not go anywhere in cash flow statement. Okay. So while we are at trick questions, let me ask one more trick question. Let us say you put rupees 30,000 of hard cash, 30,000 of hard cash in savings bank account or current account. How will you deal with this one in the cash flow statement?
No change.
No change.
Why?
Because it's already in a cash form, so it is just changing the hands in a way.
Basically, it is just changing the form of cash. It is like cash is changing in cash. You are not converting it in anything. That is why for this one also, you don't need to do any transaction. Is this clear? What I just now assumed? Basically, when we say cash, in cash itself, we mean cash and cash equivalents. So cash is there, the bank account is there, and equivalents are there. So if there is any transaction across these, then that one need not come in the cash flow statement. Why? It is like cash is converting into cash.
So we are considering that because there's no change in the liquidity of the availability of cash, right?
Yes, that is the reason. Yeah, because both of these are liquid assets of the business. That is why we don't need to deal with this. Okay. So if something which didn't involve cash at all, no need to enter it. If something started as a cash and just converted itself in some other form of cash, no need to enter that as well. Okay. More questions?
Sir, the interest that we'll be receiving on this cash from the bank would be included in CFF?
Yeah. Tell me, Rupal.
Sir, the interest that we'll be receiving on this cash that we deposited in the bank would be included in CFF
You tell me. Interest we have already discussed.
in positive form, right?
Yes. Basically, interest can be discussed either in CFO or in CFI, depending upon whatever call you have taken. Okay, because this is kind of a return on investment. So if your accounting standard allows, then logically speaking, you can add it in CFO. If your accounting standard doesn't allow, then you will restrict it only to CFI. So for purposes of my class, write it in CFI. Okay? But logically speaking, at both places it makes sense, because it is part of the operation of the business itself for most of the business to keep some money in bank, and the bank will keep giving you certain interest. So that is part of your operation. So if logically speaking, you could write this interest on CFO. Yeah. More question? ये समझ में आ गया भाई कि दोनों बोला है मैंने, लॉजिकली दोनों सही है, बट एग्जाम में खाली एक ही करना है. So don't tell me कि आपने दोनों बोला था. I'm telling you that logically speaking both are correct, but for consistency in exam we will treat it only in CFI if they are received interest. If you have paid it, then I will treat it only in CFF. Okay. Any more questions?
Sir, for the dividend paid, then finally it is dividend declared plus the change in outstanding dividend, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Dividend declared will tell you that what you have declared, and change in outstanding will tell you that how much of that declared you have actually paid. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
More questions?
सर मेरे को जनरल डाउट है कि आपने जब बताया कि 30 लाख आपने सेविंग अकाउंट्स में डाल दिया, तो वो मतलब वो कहीं नहीं जाएगा, कैश फ्लो में तो नहीं जाएगा, समझ में आ रहा है, क्योंकि इसका लिक्विडिटी बदल रहा है, मतलब लिक्विडिटी सेम है, अमाउंट इसका है, लेकिन ये कहीं पे भी नहीं जाएगा, बैलेंस शीट में भी नहीं जाएगा, इनकम शीट में भी नहीं जाएगा, ऐसा कुछ है?
Nowhere. If you want to do a journal entry, only if you are maintaining cash as a separate balance sheet item and bank as a separate balance sheet items. Some businesses do that. Only if you are maintaining them separately, then you would pass a journal entry. That
So,
cash is reducing and bank is increasing.
एग्जाम में ये आया था तो मैंने उसको उसमें डाल दिया था, क्या बोलते हैं, आउटस्टैंडिंग, मतलब कि वो जो आउटस्टैंडिंग इंक्लूड कर दिया.
गलत हो गया. अब तो गलत हो गया. इसी के लिए होमवर्क दिया था ना कि go find out what do we mean by cash and cash equivalent. When we say cash, it includes cash and equivalents. What do we include in that? Cash flow statement. Any other question?
Sir, in the previous example, in the inventory in exchange of loan, so when we calculate inventory, then we will consider that change.
When we consider inventory, we will consider the change.
When we calculate change in current assets.
Yeah, good question. Basically, what Shivangi is asking is that you said that when you have heading number C, that is delta working capital, change in working capital, then you go to all the current assets and current liability and write their changes here. In this particular example, would you consider this change once again here? Forget my response. Logically, what should happen? Should you or should you not? Shivangi, you yourself tell me. करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए? कैसा लग रहा है?
Sir, we should consider all the things. If the inventory has reduced because we have paid for loan, and if there is any extra reduction in the inventory, then we will consider that extra one.
Yes, that's all we will do. So basically, if, as I told you, that whenever there is any additional information, go and prepare its reconciliation. So its reconciliation itself would tell you that opening balance was 7 lakh, opening balance of inventory was 7 lakh, less paid for loan, paid for short-term loan, less 7 lakh. If there are no other reasons of changes, I should see closing balance as 0. If I went and checked my closing balance, it was actually 0. That means there was no missing information. There is no increase or extra increase or decrease. That is why here there is nothing that will come as increase in inventory or reduction in inventory. There is no such thing either. Why? Because we exactly know the reason of this change and we have already accounted for it. Okay? Same will happen with this fall in short-term loan. That this short-term loan reduction, we already know that it is not because of cash. So if you remember earlier on that I said that if no information has been given, then we will assume that default assumption is that the change has happened in cash. If additional information is provided, then you don't need to do this. Okay? और बताओ. More questions? We will see such examples. Don't worry. अभी एक एक करके पूरा complicated करते चलेंगे.
Sir, this dividend outstanding, would it go in non-cash items?
Non-cash items? Okay. Let's look at dividend outstanding. Okay. Let us say you have dividend outstanding. First of all, tell me whether dividend outstanding would appear in income statement or balance sheet. किधर appear करेगा वो?
Balance sheet.
Balance sheet में किधर? Liability side, asset side?
Liabilities.
Okay, चलो इतना तक तो बता दिया तुमने सही से. So here let us say I have dividend outstanding. Earlier it was 0, now it is rupees 2 lakh. Let us say this is what I see. Now your question is that would I write it under non-cash item heading A and heading B? Heading A is non-cash item, right? CFO में जब हम लिखना शुरू करते हैं, when we start adjusting CFO, then we do adjustments under 3 headings. A is non-cash item, B is non-operating item, C is working capital changes. I have told you that for first 2, the source of information is always available in the income statement. Why it is so? ये आपको रट्टा मारने की जरूरत नहीं है. Let us understand the reasoning. The reasoning is that we are saying that if the net profit got impacted by any non-cash item, I would want to remove its impact. Now, whatever item net profit got impacted with are available in the income statement. They are not there in the balance sheet. Balance sheet में तो है नहीं. That is why they will not come in the non-cash items. और बताओ, मेन क्वेश्चन क्या था? ये तो साइड क्वेश्चन लग रहा है.
Main question was कि ये आएगा ही नहीं क्या कैश फ्लो में और where will it come at?
हाँ तो कहाँ पे आएगा? ये तो अभी कोई बच्चा पूछा था ना, वही बताएगा. Somebody just asked me the clarification, right? वो ही बता दे कि किसने पूछा था अभी? ऋषिकेश ने पूछा था, किसने पूछा था?
Regarding what, sir?
Regarding dividend outstanding and dividend declared.
So if you're declaring say 12 lakh of amount, and अगर आपका dividend outstanding बढ़ रहा है 5 lakh, that means आपने 12 lakh का बस 7 lakh पे किया हो. और in this case if it's 2 lakh, then आप 2 lakh पे नहीं कर रहे हो, बस 10 lakh पे कर रहे हो.
Basically, this number in conjunction with this change is going to tell you the combined story of how much dividend you have actually paid. Let us look at it very carefully once again. From this box, you got this story that you have declared a dividend of 12 lakh. That's what you deduced. And from this story, you are deducing that whatever was the dividend declared, 2 lakh under payment has happened. Can I deduce it? Let's see. पहले 0 था outstanding, means I was not supposed to pay anybody any dividend. But now the obligation has gone up to 2 lakh rupees. What does it mean? You have underpaid by 2 lakh. आपको किसी को देना था, आपने नहीं दिया, तभी तो ये obligation बन रहा है ना. What does it mean in turn? It means that of the 12 lakh of dividend declared, you have paid 2 less. Then how much you must have paid? You must have paid 10 lakh. ओके चलो डिविडेंड आउटस्टैंडिंग का भी वो बना के दिखा देते हैं रिकंसिलिएशन. ओके कुछ लोग फॉर्मूला से ही समझ पाते हैं. ओके वो जब तक एक्सप्लेनेशन दो तो नहीं समझ में आता है, तो चलो फॉर्मूला बता देते हैं. Let us prepare a reconciliation for dividend outstanding. So let us say we start with opening balance of dividend outstanding. Opening balance was 0. If nothing else happened, then what is the reason why dividend outstanding would go up or down? Because of this year's dividend, it would go up. Let us say खाली आपने dividend declare करके छोड़ दिया, किसी को दिया नहीं. So dividend outstanding should go up. So if only this is the reason of dividend, then I would say this year's declared dividend, add 12 lakh to this. If no cash was paid, then I should see 12 lakh as my outstanding. Whereas how much I see the closing balance? I see the closing balance only as 2 lakh. ये देखो इधर से उठाया मैंने, यहाँ से ये 2 lakh यहाँ से उठाया.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What does it mean? This in turn means that if you wouldn't have paid anything, your obligation would have been 12 lakh. But you see your obligation is only 2. That must mean that you have paid in cash how much?
10 lakhs.
10 lakh rupees. बस सब निकल के आ गया. ठीक है. So if you want to be like super sophisticated and you want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything, immediately after preparing retained earning reconciliation, if there is any dividend outstanding, prepare its reconciliation. Okay. और बताओ. More questions? Go ahead.
So this dividend paid will. So, sir, following on to this question, so this dividend paid will come under cash flow from financing activities, right?
Yes. CFF. Yes. Okay.
So I was saying if none of it is paid, then nothing will happen now.
No, if none of this is paid, then let us say if this number was 12 lakh, then nothing needs to go to the cash flow statement because payment would be 0 in that case. ठीक है? तो just because dividend का इधर उधर कुछ बातें कर रहे हैं जरूरी नहीं है कि पे किया होगा, right? Declare करके छोड़ दिया, then don't write anything in cash flow statement. Nonetheless, you need to do this to check. ये जब आप check करोगे कि 12 is what you should see and you actually see closing balance as 12. That's how you know that nothing has been paid.
Okay.
Okay, more questions? Okay, great. तो इतिहास में पहली बार आज हम समय से पहले क्लास खत्म करेंगे. So this is where we are going to stop and we will resume with a new question in the next class. Okay, cool. So we'll stop here and we'll see you all tomorrow. Have fun. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys. Bye.